Okay. Hot mic. Let's see what we've got here. There wasn't much new on the hourly, which is where I usually start out, looking for new levels. And I guess you could anchor something down here. But other than that, everything looks pretty unusable, I'll say. Earlier on the, I think it looks better on the 15 minute. Yeah, I missed this one. I liked this block right here on the 15 minute. And price came back down. And I was early and then moved my stop up. And they got stopped out on the next candle when I was out running errands. But the trade idea here, since we're at higher highs, something I like to do, and this is probably not reliable, but I like to anticipate where price is going to go based on what I think might be the midpoint of the final move, if that makes sense. And usually the midpoint is a decent sized fair value gap and or order block. And so my trade idea here was price hadn't even, I think price had just put in this order block and these two candles on the 15 minute. And I thought, well, what if this is our midpoint for the move? We'll get a retrace and then have my take profit up here. And I set that up, I think, but I only set it up for like one contract because I knew I was going to be running errands in the car and wouldn't be able to babysit the position. But almost got filled actually while I was out, and it would have been what was that, maybe 110 bucks. Yeah. Anyways, that's how that went. And now we've got the 930 fair value gap being respected, but wow, that is a big wick. Almost like, hey, I'm checking out the appetite. And maybe this is a new block, order block. Let's see if we can get a what else do we have going on here? So we had this guy, bearish fair value gap, respected. Let's make a copy. We got this guy down here. That's pretty big. What was that, 41 to 53? So you're talking about 12 handles wide. If you draw these the way I do, which is I take the, I think a lot of people, ICT included, will mark them at the wicks, the opposing wicks. But I've seen price do this enough times where it actually respects the candle body, the opposing candle body, and it ends up holding if you draw it like that. It's just something I've have added to my style. Everybody does it differently. Okay, we got 2 wicks here. I do like. We got 10 seconds left in this candle. I'm gonna go short here. Question mark. And see if we can get back down to this fair value gap. And if we close a candle above this 930 fair value gap, I will close this position. And ideally, these 2 wicks, like that's as stretchy as it's going to get. Double that position. We're still 6 micros, so nothing too crazy. If this turns into another doji looking candle, I'm going to get out of this position. It's just not reliable, in my opinion. Okay, we're at the 30-second mark of this candle. This is where I'd like to see the real move, whatever the candle's going to do, if it's going to do something. And now I'm going to move my stop. We'll probably get stopped out here, but yep. Okay, we're just gonna wait. This stuff is just too gross to play around with, and I think let's see. Yeah, you can see yesterday. Look at that! I came back and played around and. Just can't keep it in my pants. Oh, actually, no, that was our daily loss limit, isn't it? Yeah, that was yesterday at 10 o'clock. So, for today, we are down. This is paper. This is a paper account, not even an eval. $77. Something I'm not liking about this right now, in addition to these wicks, is that we're ping-ponging. We're not like ping-ponging between this fair value gap and this 930 first presented fair value gap. And while I would normally like something marked out like this and then something above, since I have the 930 fair value gap just above it, that becomes my new pivot point, if you want to think of it like that, where if price closes a candle body above it, I might trust it to go longer. Personal bias wise, this whole formation, like if we don't clear this higher in I don't know, maybe 10 minutes, I feel like we're going to be going lower, and that this is really just like a stalled out. Ooh. You guys know Nitro. This guy. Because technically, I mean, really, ooh, this would be your real pattern. And notice there's no candle bodies wiping out this previous high. Yeah. See if we can build a position here to go short back into that fair value gap for a quick scalp. And if we didn't have all these wicks right here and this 930 fair value gap, I would probably also put a long entry down here in this fair value gap, maybe at the midpoint. Wow, it really just did that, didn't it? But anyways, I'm just not trusting the longs yet. Got 20 seconds left in this candle. And I don't want to see it close up green like that. So this is not going to be, we're going to get stopped out here. Yep. All right, a small bite. What was that, 40 something? 33? Keep that beam. About a year ago, it was common for me to blow an eval in these conditions. I mean, really, look at that. That's pretty nasty. And I had and I still fight it, but I had this habit of thinking, price was up here, and that was my confirmation signal that price would be going higher, longer. And so I'd get in long so that I don't miss the rest of the move, and then it would bounce back or pull back, and I get stopped out. And then I'm like, well, I guess it's not going higher, so I better get short. And then I get short, and then and it was just I just shoot myself in the foot at every turn, and it gave me that feeling. We've all said it. It's like the market's out to get me, or it knows. And I don't know about all that stuff, but the algorithm or whatever's driving price, this doesn't make sense to me, other than causing maximum damage or maximum extraction. So let's say this. Let's say, just using my imagination here. Let's say this is a top formation. And that on some lower or higher time frame, this is the fair value gap it's respecting before going lower. Can we send that to the back? Yes. Okay. If that is what's happening here, I could invalidate it by saying price close a candle above the fair value gap, the bearish fair value gap. So maybe something up here to invalidate it. Ooh, that's the wrong tool. Something like that. But what I'm expecting is or maybe this guy. Maybe it's this. And maybe we can get a little long out of this fair value. But that's pretty wide. Like you'd have to start stacking, or for my, appetite. Like I could stack one there. If these wicks don't get, cleaned up pretty soon, you could even say, hey, probably see a wick through the bottom of that. So there's a couple of options there, but there's just nothing going on that I believe yet. So I'm gonna take it easy. Gonna knock out some work real quick. Go on mute, and I'll be back in a little bit. But I'll keep the stream going. So I looked over just in time to see that trade happening, or that setup happening. Oh, now we got stuck in our longs. And I think we can get 55 out of that. Let's just be happy with 25. So what I saw happening here, and it's like a fair value gap within a fair value gap. I don't know if you guys can see it, but kind of subtle in between here, and then the wick and the candle bodies respecting it. Gosh, let me get my drawings out of there. It's a lot of drawings. Oh, good. To get this out of here before I forget. But it looked like a nice opportunity for a quick short. And it is. And then we accidentally got into long right here and got that closed out for, I don't know, what was that, 20 bucks maybe? Oh, 28. Alright, so we were down 77. We are now up 50, 61-ish dollars, something. So, what has happened now? Like it's respected it again. I try not to take second touches and third touches, if that makes sense. Especially if they happen in the same kill zone. Like the last, or the first touch is my preference for any PD array. So like an order block, when price touches the order block for the first time, or goes into a fair value gap for the first time. I feel like that first visit is the most reliable for finding support or resistance. And I can take a quick long or short in the opposite direction. And the reason I say or specified within the same kill zone is that, let's say, well, we don't really have any examples. Okay, we can do this. Oh, look at that guy. Okay, well, we're gonna pretend. So let's say price came down here. Oh, come on with these drawing tools. I wish TradingView would just know what I'm trying to do. Oh, yeah. So let's say price, instead of going back up, came down here and visited this fair value gap one time during the AM session. And then it came around here, did a whole bunch of just nonsense. And then maybe we had some kind of PD array we really liked here between AM and lunch, which I like. I like seeing price clean up between the sessions. It doesn't always happen, but when I see it happen, it's a good, my experience is it's a more trustworthy point of interest, whatever it is, order book order block or a fair value gap. Or really, I feel like that's maybe the only thing I trade. Anyways, so we get through AM session. We get some kind of nice reversal PD array between AM and lunch. If this comes back down during lunch, I will treat it as a first touch again, almost like resetting the clock, kind of. Because I've seen them enough where they come back all the way back down. And obviously these are in like chop days, which aren't great conditions. But this could happen during lunch, or it could happen during the PM session. You just never know. And when it does happen, the second visit in a different kill zone, it's usually, one of these numbers where you got a nice long wick that just kisses it real quick, and then price goes back to doing whatever it wants. If these candles are coming in real slow and sluggish and not very tall, and like I'm still putting in candle bodies right here real slow, like I probably won't be interested in it. But if like this candle finishes up, and in the first 5 seconds of the next candle you get this, that's really what you look for. You can have your entry floating down here while you're waiting, and if you get filled within seconds, you're already green. And if you've seen this big wick, you can move your stop up to at least break even, and then you just watch this guy take out whatever the most previous high was. And if you have a lot of contracts, like, you could scale out as you go up to the next highs. It's just something I do when I see it happen, or when I'm around when it happens. A lot of times I only see it after the fact, and I'm not at my desk, or I was multitasking. Let's get all this out of here. Drawing tools. Why do you hate me? Look at this guy. Last 30 minutes has been painful. Agreed, Uber. That's some nasty, nasty price action. That combined with the 956 candle. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a spanking. Somebody got in trouble right there. So I don't know. Look at this. Like, I just feel like this is where we're going. And maybe even lower if you want to come back. We need a drawing tools counter. This 15-minute block right here. Or you can maybe even call it that one too if you wanted. But price seemed to respect this right here. And so maybe we're going to come all the way back down to it. Something to keep an eye on. Look at this. Are we just mirroring this stuff down here now? Like there's just some old guys laughing, and they're at the buttons and the levers. Oh yeah. Okay, now flip it and do the same thing. Long side. Okay, yeah. Oops. Well, 7 seconds left. This will be a legit candle, so let's get that guy out of there. Need to move him out of the chart. It'll bounce off the 200 simple moving average, also known as lines of witchcraft. I don't know if Uber's listening, but that 1056 or 956 candle is part of a leg that actually would be a pretty good point of resistance now that we're below it. I mean, it's solid enough, I believe it. Let's see. The one thing that didn't happen is I would have preferred to see like a fair value gap created as it went through it over here, and that didn't really happen. It is kind of messy. Maybe just wait for confirmation. But I feel like there's a lot going on. And not much of it is actionable. What is nice is seeing this wick stop right here at the level we're watching. Let's get those lines over there. If we get a candle body above this, it immediately invalidates the trade idea. So I got 10 seconds left in this candle, and I want to see the candle body close below that yellow line. Yeah, I don't like that. Tiny little mohawk, so it might work out still and just keep going down, but it's not convincing enough. actually it would be this one. Really missed that first touch for that block. I have to get out of this pretty quick if I can. Come on, $28. Let's go. Burp. If that was a bracket order set up when I created the entry, I think we would have got that $28. I picked 28 because I figure after fees it'd be 25, and 25's half of 50, and 50 is what I try to get in normal conditions and per trade. But it just took too long to even get the take profit. Get rid of this guy. Yeah, price is just not making any progress. Ten seconds left in this candle. Get leave that 1 second left. Just that's like just tempting me into maximum speculation. Like, is it gonna close below it? Is it gonna respect it? Yeah, we're gonna go down there, and I'm probably gonna miss it. Let's go. No more pullbacks. Go to your home. Might even be able to get a couple more ticks out of that. All right, there we go. Dun, dun, dun. What do we end up with here? Scrolling. Okay. We started the day at 129,999, and we are now at 131.61. That's a lot of nines. So we are up 162 for the day. For one account, that's pretty good. If I had, imagine if I had 3 evals going, or paid accounts, 160 times 3, be a nice little chunk of change. And I think I'm going to call that. I'll keep trading like a doofus, probably, since it's paper. But for the stream, I'm just going to go ahead and end it, since we hit our daily loss limit yesterday. And we'll just count today as win, and maybe I'll have a little trade recap for lunch or PM session, if I end up taking a good trade. And it would be nice if I could wipe out yesterday's daily loss limit, but we'll see. Hope you guys did great in the markets today, and thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow.